Hey YouTube, thanks for clicking on the video. I appreciate it. This will be my 50th upload, and I've reached over 100 subscribers a few weeks ago. So yeah, I really appreciate all the support with the channel, and I wanted to share an idea with you guys today about SHTF lighting and making solar mason jar lantern type deals. So basically, the dollar stores in the area right now are selling, well, they always have solar lights for $1. These are kind of the festive, kind of 4th of July ones, I guess, that they still have left over, that my wife just picked up recently. So you can get these at Walmart as well. Wally World sells them. I don't know, with the diameter of the ones from Wally World, if they're larger or smaller than this, and that's important here in a minute, and you'll see why. So what you need is some kind of a solar light and a pint mason jar, some black electrical tape, some type of clear silicone, and a pair of scissors, and some type of paper towel. So what we use here is a dollar store solar light. They're $1, obviously, at the dollar store. You'll need to be a genius to figure that out, huh? And this top part just comes right off. So you can do this in one of two ways. You can leave this part out, which is, there's a reflector on the bottom of this, as you can see. Can you see that? Yeah, there's a reflector in the bottom of that, and I actually think that this little reflector, when it's inside the mason jar, does manufacture a little bit more light because of the reflection going on in there. Or you can just use just the top part and put that in the top of your mason jar. Now these mason jars here, so you can discard this part of your dollar solar light. This is a pint mason jar, okay? Now you can use bigger solar lights that they sell at Wally World and things of that nature. And if you use the quart ones, the wide mouth ones, I think that those will fit. I haven't tried it, and they'll emit more light too. So, but this is just for the pint mason jars. Okay, so this part of the lid we're not going to be using, but you can save it for your canning, because we know that these all bend up at times, and these are nice to hang on to. Okay, so first thing you'll notice is that also very important, once you get this thing set in here and you're glued and adhesive, if this part is, you didn't take the battery out, then you're gonna have a problem. So make sure you remove this part here so that the battery is activated. And again, I'm going to try to keep this piece on here. You want to make sure it's nice and secure, so it's not going to rattle or get loose and end up just falling to the bottom of your mason jar. But you'll notice when you go to put this in that you have quite a bit of play in there. Okay, just going to fall right through. So what you're going to need is some black electrical tape or duct tape or whatever tape you want to use, and you're just going to basically kind of go to the bottom of this and work that around to make up that difference. So the only advice I have is when you're doing the black electrical tape around the perimeter of this guy, you want to make sure you don't want to use too much, because then it's going to be harder to get in. And I haven't perfected how many wraps this actually takes to fill the hole, but let's start it. And again, you want to kind of be on the bottom here of the you're going to push it in towards the bottom or the middle, so when you push it in, all the tape doesn't kind of come up the top here. And if it does, it's not the end of the world, but you kind of want to have a towards the bottom or the middle. Okay, so maybe I'll fast forward this part because this is kind of boring. Okay, so once you get a few wraps on there, you check it. Now you're getting closer, but I'm still not there. Okay, so I'm going to rewrap a little bit more to make sure that I have a more tight fit here. Okay. Now I know it's kind of a pain in the ass to keep stopping cutting this, to keep checking it, but you don't want it too tight. So this is kind of this is kind of perfect, because you want it to be able to go in, but you don't want it to go in all the way. So you just want to keep checking it. And if you get too much, you want to take off. You want to take off the tape if it's going to be too much and it's too hard to push through the jar. So now kind of get it to where it's almost flush or flush with the top of the jar, okay, like we have here. And you'll see all around between the solar light and the jar, we got a nice little gap here, and that gap is what's going to get filled with the silicone, and that's going to keep this watertight. And you'll actually see when I put the silicone in here, you'll actually see the bottom lip of where the silicone gets pushed down. And you want to make sure that your lid fits and is able to screw on there. And again, you can use, once the lid's on, to kind of center your solar light there. Again, this doesn't have to be perfect, but that's about the perfect amount of tape. So now I can just fill this with adhesive and silicone. Not adhesive, silicone. This video sucks. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, I'm just using liquid nails. And I just put it on my finger and kind of smear it through, and that way I know I can push down. This comes with a nozzle. Now if I was making 12 of these at one time, I would probably use the nozzle, but as everybody knows that uses this product or silicone, once you use that product or once you use that nozzle that comes with this, you never get it clean enough to use it again. It's like a one-time use thing. So it's fine if you're making, a dozen of these things, to leave that nozzle on and you're going to crank through it. But so I'm pretty liberal with it, because I'm just sticking it all the way down, just working my way all the way around. If you're still with me in this video, I really appreciate it. Man. Oh man. Alright. So again, you can be pretty messy with this stuff, and you want to make sure that you're getting enough in there and you're pushing enough in the hole here. And I know my big fat hand's in the way, but you'll see, you can actually see when I start cleaning that up that, right here, you can actually see where it's starting to push down. So you've got enough in there when you see it start going down below the threads here. Alright. Now you got a big mess, right? Just clean it all up. And then the whole top here that's kind of, got all different kinds of silicone all over it, just start cleaning it up before it dries. I mean, this stuff takes a long time to dry anyway. Try not to get any on your solar panel. And then I go around the threads and just kind of make sure that they're clean. Okay, now I hope you can see this. You can kind of see where the silicone has worked its way down and around inside. So I know that the silicone's in there, And once this stuff dries, we're going to have a pretty watertight seal. So I hope that these don't leak. I have made ones, and I haven't made them in a while, but the other ones that I've made have not leaked with using this process. Okay, so I let this dry without the lid on it. Okay, and once this dries, but I do just make sure that, again, you can screw, make sure you have a nice fit there, and that way you can clean this. You can actually even get some alcohol and just clean up the top here so that it's not sticky. Again, this isn't, something that you're selling at a craft show or anything, putting pretty bows on it or anything like that. However, you could if you wanted to do that as a gift. But just clean up that area, and I take the lid off. And then the only thing you need to do is make a hanger for that. You can use wire hanger or wire, and you basically can just make a, put it around. You can just make a loop and then just loop another little piece of wire around it. And if you're hanging it outside, you may want to use a heavier gauge wire. But again, if you're just keeping this in your windowsill inside, maybe you don't even want a hanger on it. You just want to leave it on a tabletop, so you don't need it. So that's it, guys. I will show you one that is finished here, that has a hanger on it. Okay, guys, here's one with just a makeshift hanger on it. We just put a piece of wire around underneath the threads, and just another little wire, and looped it around. Very simple, very easy, rotates. There's probably a better way to do this, but this is what we have right now. So just wanted you to see that. Okay, very simple. Not not for outside in a windstorm by any means. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. My 50th upload was a pretty bad video. Thanks if you hung in there till the end. I appreciate it.